In fact, let me say it this way. I remember one time I was taking my children to the pediatric dentist office. And you know, in the dentist office, when you leave, they give you all types of stickers for the kids and lollipops for them to eat. And while we were there in the dentist office, there was a little boy who came with his mother who did not want to wait until time to go in order to get the toy. And so he asked the lady at the counter, and at first she said, "No, you've got to wait." And when she told the boy no, he began to fall on the ground and throw a fit. He began to scream all throughout the office. He began to yank down his pants on the floor. And I give my kids the eye to say, don't get any ideas, because what works on that side is not going to work when you get back home. And so eventually, one of the nurses, seeing the fit, came and decided to give him a toy in order to soothe him. And it's amazing that after he got the toy, he simply walked away. And this is what got the ire of the mother up. She said, "Son," she chastised him. She said, "You need to say thank you." And what he did is he just mutters the word "thank you" under his breath. And then the mother gets really turned up. And she says something I'll never forget. She says, "When you were asking, you made such a scene that everyone heard. But when it was time to say thank you, you said it underneath your breath." And she said something, son. She said, "Son, never let your asking be greater or louder than your gratitude." And I guess what I'm saying, church, is that we ought not ever let our requests be made louder than our gratitude unto God. In other words, if you prayed hard for the healing, then you ought to praise hard when you get the healing. If you made a lot of noise for God to give you the house, then you ought to make some noise now that God gave you the house. If you told everyone you need money for tuition, then you ought to tell everyone that God gave you money for tuition. Are there any grateful folk in the room that won't mutter thank you under your breath? You want to make sure that your gratitude is greater than your asking and your request. And God has been so good that you can't be still in church. You're not worried about what somebody's going to say. You're not concerned about how someone's going to look at you, because you know what God has done for you. Are you hearing the word today, saints?